What's up, world? It's your man, Quigley the Fourth, back with another episode of the Wallet and Wellness Podcast, powered by Quantum Prosperous. I'm here with my main man, Chris Randle. He's a mental health specialist. I'm the money guy, so we kind of figure out a way to weave things through those two paramounts, if you will. Chris?
What's up, sir?
Man, what's happening, baby?
I am excited, man. I'm excited for the episode. You know, we're going to get into some good stuff. As he said, the wallet guy. I'm the wellness guy, you know. Just helping you upgrade and go get it. That's what we want to do.
Don't let him fool y'all, though. He got some money, y'all. So don't let him fool you. So today we're going to talk about goal setting. So we get a lot of emails. We get people reaching out to us on IG and the YouTube page, and they're like, I just need to figure out how to set some goals. Like, I don't even know where to start. So I know you work with a lot of young people, man. And so where do you see the biggest area for improvement when we talk about the ability of people to set goals?
I would probably say vision. Like young people, they don't have vision for their life. Like if you ask them any amount of time in the future, it don't matter if it's 2 weeks or, 3 months or 5 years. What do you want to do? What do you want to be, here? Asking a young person, what do you want to do when you, grow up is a little, outdated. That's like really far, and it tends to kind of put them in a bind mentally. But any amount of time, if you say, what do you want to do when you graduate? You're a junior. What do you want to do when you graduate? I don't know. They're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
They're still trying to think because they haven't really learned how to set some vision and cast some vision for their life.
And then before you know it, they 22, 23, and they're still, I don't know.
Yeah, I need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Like, you should have,
Well, the good thing is we here. So, stay plugged in.
Yeah.
We'll give you some tools that'll get you there. So do you believe, you and I, we're in Fort Worth, Texas, right? And so we have a huge African population. As a matter of fact, shout out to the boy Tommy Y, one of our good friends. He's from Nigeria. Yes. I've been mentoring Tommy for about 4 years now. And something that he said a few years ago struck me, and it always sticks with me. He said, you're the first African-American man that I've ever really connected with. He tells this story about going to play basketball at LA Fitness. And if you haven't seen Tommy, he's like a 6'2", muscle-bound Sage being, right? And so he was in there, and he was dribbling, and he was dunking and all of this stuff, right? And, thinking he was showing off so these cats would pick him. And, like, the brothers were like, I'll take Larry Bird.
Yeah.
I'll take, Tyler Hero over there. And he was like, dang, at the very least, just pick me because I'm another black dude, right?
Yeah.
And so he played, and of course, he was in there. This him telling the story, so I don't know, I wasn't there. But he said he did like a nasty Dominique Wilkins on one of them or whatever, put his balls in his face. So it was kind of like payback. But when we talk about the difference between Africans from Africa who have come here and African-American men, it's like this disconnect and this kind of misunderstanding that goes on a lot of times. So like, what's your experience with that? I know you dark-skinned brothers. Y'all hang out, man. So they be trying to front on us. You know what I'm saying? So
we have our, annual, dark-skinned meeting.
Can I come to the picnic?
Listen, fill out your application. We'll get back to you. No, I think the first I've experienced that a little bit too. A couple years ago, I wanted to start an organization to really bring African Americans together, or really people from, African descent. You could be from Africa, you could be from America, whatever. Let's just come together.
Right.
And I wanted to do it with a lot of young people. I wanted to start at the college campuses, yada, 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 long story. So I emailed all of the Black student organizations to say, this is what I'm trying to do. I think we can really work together to grow, strengthen, and thrive. I want to say around 17 to 20 different organizations is, how many I emailed.
Okay.
Nobody emailed me back except one student organization. I believe they represented Ethiopia.
Wow.
And the email was, very frank and concise. We don't want any part of this.
Hold on.
That's it.
Hold on. They didn't call you to say, hey, we interested. We like what you're doing.
No.
They wanted to let you know.
He emailed me to say, we don't want any part of this. We don't have the problem.
Yeah.
You guys have the problem. Y'all need to figure out whatever it is. You need to figure, things out, fix it. But we good. And it really, it disappointed. It disappointed because I was like, I thought we was all, we all together. We all originate from the same place. Like, what's going on? So when you talk about that disconnect, for the most part, I know we're moving in a good direction. We're supporting each other a lot, more than we, have in the past. But that disconnect between people who are from, America and people of African descent who are from Africa, there's the mentality is different. For one, if you have come from Africa to America, you are an incredibly persistent person.
Absolutely.
You have done what you needed to do. You've had to, cross all your T's, dot all your I's. You're probably pretty patient. You've had to, go through a long waiting process.
Right.
You've had to apply, maybe reapply, maybe do it again, all of this stuff. So you come here thinking this is my opportunity. This is I'm about to do something. And they get it done. They don't let things stop them. They don't let, things in their way. People close doors. They're like, I'm gonna find another door, and a lot of times with all of the information that we have as far as in America, Black people in America, we also have all of our obstacles kind of consistently in our face. We're always talking about what's has been taken from us, what's in our way, what our obstacles are all the time. So it kind of builds up this internal and this invisible wall that aside from what, the really white man has done and all this stuff, you put a wall in front of yourself when you don't go start your business because you're like, 85% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. So why would I even start? They're not going They're not going to let me do whatever. Why you going to want to work over there? It's only one of us working over there anyway. So you've already put something in front of you. So that, and in my experience, people from Africa, they don't have that, because over there, I understand. Everybody is Black. You don't have this issue where you're trying to find yourself. You see yourself every day at all levels. So you don't have any sense of barrier, so it can be that thing where you have to just go for what, you want and have the vision and say, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to go for it and go for it and go for it. And then when I hit a brick wall, go for it, break it down, tear it down, go around it, whatever I got to do, I'm going to find a way to get to the next side. So
a lot of the cats from Africa, they will say, hey, I came to America to live the American dream, not the American nightmare. So they start gravitating toward other cultures and they look at us as like, you guys are still the marginalized population. So I don't necessarily, we look alike, but I don't want to necessarily connect with you like that. Because if you think about it, man, if you go back, I'm a 70s baby, right? So I can remember in the 80s when like the Vietnamese came around and they owned all of the stores and stuff. And so, bam, they shot past us, right? Then you had all of the Hispanics come over, especially in this area, right? They started construction companies. They started living together, building these, nice, really nice houses. And then before you know it, they own the whole block, right? So, they done ran by us too. So when an African cat comes over here, he like, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. So their money looks different than ours. They're, like you said, their anticipation of what America is to be is different from the perspective that we have. So, as a mental health person, I would say that's probably one of the areas where we need to figure out how to get over that. Because it's open wounds still, you know what I'm saying? You can't just tell people, hey, get past it. That's not the answer.
And speaking of that, it's like in my opinion, there are different things that need to be, addressed. Us not being in a place where there's Jim Crow and segregation and all of that is one thing. It's another then to go and either teach or reteach all of the things that our ancestors either didn't know or had misinformation on or anything like that, you know. So when you talk about the fact that slavery and all these things are over with, that's true. But there are other things now. Okay, now step 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down or whatever is go get the information that you need as far as business is concerned. Go get the information you need as far as mental health is concerned. Go get this, whatever it is, like start to do those things mentally. Stop looking at everybody as your enemy.
Right.
You know, whether they're black or white.
Yeah.
You know, to be honest, like if you look at a white person and you automatically go, that's an issue that you need to kind of take into consideration because that could be a person to teach you something, to help you on your journey or whatever. It's the same thing if you look at all black people and you're like, oh, I trust everybody. It's like, well, you probably need to put some checks and balances in there some kind of way, you know, get to know people as people, but, you know, judge them after you know them, you know, because that's probably not a person. If it's a person with bad character, you know, you don't need to be around them.
Hispanic, Asian, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's the Mix Show, the Imperial Mix Master JP. Check me out every Saturday night from 6 to 8. For sure. 214-431-5032. Fishbowl Radio Network, FBRN.US. Check me out every Saturday night. Fishbowl Radio Network, FBRN.US. FBRN.US. The Imperial Mix Master JP. The Mix Show. Check us out.
So, when you're talking about goal setting in the financial space, is there something you think is more important, you know, than the other as far as goal setting?
I would say what's paramount when you're talking about goal setting, especially in finances, you're talking about consistency, right? Because that's the thing that'll get you where you're trying to get with your money. Let me give you an example, right? So I'm 45 years old now, right? When I got out of high school, went to the United States Air Force, served my country for 10 years as a staff sergeant, right? During that time frame, they had a thing called the TSP. It's the Thrift Savings Plan. Okay. That's where you put money, you stack money away. Now, if you retire from the military, catch this now, if you retire from the military, that gets paid out to you in a pension. So that means every month you're going to get a little piece of that for the rest of your life, right? But if you do like I did and get 10 years in and decide, I don't want to do this no more, that money goes away.
Oh, wow.
Now, what happened was I got a chance to see what that amount would have been, right? So after 10 years, say it was 85, 82, somewhere in there, right? 82 grand. And then you take the power of compound interest over the next 10 to 15 years, that money could have been anywhere from $350,000 to $441,000, right? So the whole point I'm making is consistency. Yes, you're saving money, you're putting it where it needs to go. But one, understanding where that money is going. And then two, understanding that, you're not going to get the bag today. You know, a lot of young people, they see cats on YouTube. Most of them cats capping anyway, right? So that money ain't real.
Yeah.
But they see people getting the bag every day and they like, oh, I want the bag. And you're telling them, hey, put your money into an IUL or something like that. Now, it's going to be a 20 to 30-year hole. But at the end of that, you're going to have a nice bag. You're going to have 2 or 3 bags, right? But it's that instant society that we've created. And it's our fault. You know, we didn't giving our kids iPads and phones. And as soon as they cry, we, giving them what they want. So we live in this microwave society now where kids think that, hey, I don't have to wait. I want it today, and this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And then you turn around, you look up, you're 30, you haven't saved a dime, and now life is real, and you got kids and a wife and a family, and you're underinsured and all of those kind of things, right? So I would say consistency, one, understanding what you're investing in, of course, but two, consistency would be paramount for me.
I would on the mental side, I think when you're talking about goals, what I like to call, people don't have a GPS. You know, when you're about to go somewhere, you pull up your GPS, you put the destination in,
Absolutely,
and then it tells you where you need to go. So what I like to say is GPS, your goal positioning strategy. You talk about vision, most people do not have a goal positioning strategy. What am I going to do? What do I want? Like we said earlier, they don't have vision at all.
Yeah.
You know, so
to start out with. Yeah.
Because before you even, put your car in drive, you got to tell the GPS where you're trying to go. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not like, guess, we'll tell you on the way. No. I need to put my end destination in the beginning, and then you map out, my course my course. So I think that's the thing that people, especially young people, there's no strategy for where they're trying to go. I think a lot of times young people, they're afraid of making mistakes.
Oh, man.
So it's difficult to get them to say something. I want to be a blank, because they feel like once I say it, I got to do it all the way through now, and it's like, no, you don't. Mm-hmm. You can either confirm that that's where you want to go, or you can adjust and say, no, I don't want to go there. I want to do, something else. So that's what I say. Goal positioning, strategy, PTSD, pick a destination, think small, start moving, and then discover, and then either confirm or adjust, so it's just, once you have that strategy, then, it helps you, know what to do, even from day to day when you get up in the morning, probably just like with money. If you're trading, you get up in the morning, you say what your goal is. Yep. Right? Before.
We already have that set in stone before we even get to that day. But yeah. You said something there that reminded me. I can remember back in the day, we used to lay in the front yard. We used to look up at the sky, and we would see clouds up there, and we would paint pictures in our mind of what we wanted to be, whether it was, I want to be like Mike, or I want to, go to an island or something.
Yeah.
But like you said, man, these kids don't dream anymore. Like, what happened to the dream of being something or having something greater? Like you said earlier, when you ask them what they want to do, they have no idea, because they haven't dreamed to even decide that this is a possibility, right? Yeah. That imaginary gate that we put inside of ourselves a lot of times keeps us from even dreaming. And that's kind of weird to me, man.
I think, going back to what you said about the devices, I think in creating them, yes, the people try to do a good thing and, get info faster and all of that. But when you don't teach somebody how to use it, then they misuse it.
Yeah.
You can't give a kid a car and say, now go figure out how to use this thing. Mm-hmm. There's a driving test. There's all kinds of things you have to, whether you learn with your mom or your dad or uncle, whoever, somebody's still instructing you, hey, do this, don't do this. My dad always told me when I first learned how to drive, don't trust your brakes. He said, I don't care how new they are, don't trust your brakes. You don't know what's going to happen. Don't wait too late to brake. He said, give yourself time. This is a big vehicle. It weighs a lot. Give it time to come to a stop. Don't just be jerking all the time. Don't trust your brakes. But that stuck with me, and it taught me how to use, the vehicle, how to use it smoothly, how to, even to this day, if we driving and my wife is asleep in the car, I always test myself. I don't ever want to stop too fast and then wake her up. Mm-hmm. So it's just a thing for me to tell myself, operate this vehicle as smoothly as possible. But that was that lesson, from my dad. But it's the same way with a cell phone or iPad or whatever. Right. Don't just give it to them. Mm-hmm. Teach them how to use it. Teach them how to operate on social media. Teach them what to think. Don't believe everything you see. Don't compare yourself to all of these, people. All of this is fake. That's a filter. Don't do that. Like, we didn't teach them any of that. We just gave it to them. So now when they can't think and dream, well, I mean, all you got to do is you're constantly looking at something. So you're not giving yourself a chance to develop your own imagination because you're always looking at something. When we was looking up at the clouds, this had to be the thing. Yeah. It was our own Instagram, so to speak, in our own minds, versus one on a screen. So, yeah.
The guy that taught me how to first drive, he gave me a screwdriver and said, put it in like this and then pop it. That was my first driving lesson, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm glad you kept learning. I'm glad you found some other teachers.
So I was reading this article, man. It said the average 16 to 24-year-old spends 5 hours a day on social media, 3 hours a day streaming videos or shorts. So when I started doing the calculation, I ain't a super smart guy, but that's 8.9 hours, right? So when you think about the average person is up, 16, 17 hours a day. So if you're spending 9 of those hours looking at social media, looking at other people's, stuff.
Yeah, lives.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Where did it all go wrong? Like, how do we get ourselves back out of this Pandora's box that we've opened? Is it possible?
I think it's possible. Just for this podcast is an opportunity to make it possible to connect with them. I think the older you get, the harder it is for you to remember what it was like.
Yeah.
Way back then. What if what you were like when you were 13 and 14 and 15? The gap gets wider. So something that I think is good for adults to do mentally when you're talking to a young person, get on their level.
How do you do that? That's good. I like it, but how do we do it?
You just, it's simple, just to ask them what they want to do. And even if they give you an answer that you probably gonna hate as an adult, I don't know, first thing to do is don't get frustrated. Just start to get curious a little bit. What do you mean you don't know? Have you not thought about this in a while? Or have you ever thought about this? No, I haven't thought about this. Well, why? You don't think you want to do something big, with your life? Just start to ask and start to dig deep as far as what it is that they want. And then that'll help the connection grow. And then whatever knowledge or insight that you have as the adult, then you can be able to give it to them little, by little. They tell you that with dogs. You don't talk to dogs like this. You get on one knee.
Okay.
So the dog is eye to eye. If you're talking to a little 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Them looking up at you, that's intimidating for them. They're like, well, so you get on your knee again and you say, hey, let's talk about whatever's going on. Good job. Or why'd you do that? Whatever it is, but it helps you to connect, with the person. So that is a way that you can mentally get down on one knee and get on their, level. They can tell you something silly,
right?
But just go with it for a little bit. And I think you can be smart enough to help them understand why, just whatever their simple idea is, maybe not be what they want to do. And you might figure out they may be onto something. They may be telling you, oh, this is, that's a good idea. Then you can be helpful, to them. Yeah. But it's 2023. A lot of things that they say, to be honest, are very possible.
Yeah.
So it's true. Like, how about you help them get closer to what they want instead of saying, no, you don't want to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Well, if I had the opportunity to be a YouTuber, listen, follow, like, and share so I can be a YouTuber too, so it won't be a far-fetched idea. YouTubers making money.
Yeah, they are.
But we got to get past that, that idea that, oh, that's a silly, you want to do what? You want to race cars? No. Help them find out, what they want to do and connect with them more.
Quantum Prosperous Financial Firm serves as a catalyst for men of all races. It celebrates diversity to shatter the barriers of financial limitations, recognizing that the collective strength of different races and cultures enriches the entire community. By fostering a spirit of collaboration and shared success, this group has created an empowering ecosystem where everyone can thrive. Join us as we shatter the glass ceiling of success for all and create a legacy of abundance. Quantum Prosperous. All right, man. So what I want to do at the end of this episode is you got Riz, so I want to make sure we giving the people something tangible to walk away with. I have a couple of things that I'm going to give them, but I definitely want to hear from you. First of all, man, you dropped a real nice acronym in the middle of this episode, PTSD. Run that back for us.
Okay, so PTSD is a part of your goal positioning strategy.
Okay.
Remember, you want to start with a destination. So that's P right there. Pick a destination. Mm-hmm. All right. T, think small. A lot of times we have, I want to go to the NFL. Okay, cool. That's the destination. But now what do you have to do? What are the small steps you need to take to be able to get to your goal? All right, so pick a destination, think small. S, start moving. You can get in your head about it's got to be perfect and I got to go to the right school and I need to be at 24-hour fitness. I can't do nothing. Just start working out. Do some push-ups. Do something. Okay, start moving. The last thing is D, discover. So when you're moving, you're learning about your goal. You're learning more and more about it. Okay, I didn't know this was involved. I didn't know this was involved. Okay, after you start to discover, then you want to figure out, does this confirm what you want to do? Yes, I want to keep moving towards it. Or do I need to adjust and shift and do something else?
That's a
all
good
right,
point.
so PTSD, pick a destination, think small, start moving, discover, confirm or adjust. So that's a part of your goal positioning strategy.
I love it, man. I love it. Write that in your notes. Put it on your dream board, PTSD. We got a new acronym, not the old PTSD, the new one. It's the new one. It's the Chris involved. So I would say I'm going to give the people three things, right? Okay. So when we talk about goal setting, the first thing I would say, especially to the generation that's coming up right now, stop making excuses. Everything is not going to go like you think it should go. Everyone's not going to move at the speed that you think that they should move to help you. Yeah. Okay? So that's the first thing. Stop making excuses. There's so many ideas out there that haven't been found yet, right? So just, pick something. PTSD it. You know what I mean? Number two, don't let anyone tell you where to invest your money. You have literally a computer in your pocket. You can do your own research. Yeah. It's always just confounding to me that people will say, I don't know something. Yeah. You ask them something, they're like, I don't know the answer to that. Man, at least cheat, at least start opening it. I'll be like, nah, you can't look at your phone. But, you don't need anyone to tell you what to invest in. First of all, look in your closet. If you have Nikes, invest in Nike. If you drink Coke, guess what? Coke got stock. Buy some of it. Yeah. If you love Apple products, which I'm a Samsung guy, but I got Apple stock. So y'all keep buying that, right? Yeah. I mean, buy that stuff. I love it. Apple, yes, okay. And then number three for me is don't panic, pivot. So back to what you were saying about deciding whether or not if this is the thing we want to do. I literally have 5 degrees, and I'm not saying that to cap, right? What I'm saying, the reason why I'm saying that is because I would do something for 4 or 5 years, and then I'd be like, I don't want to do this no more. Go back to school, get another degree. Okay, do this for a few years. Now, I was making money off of each of those things, so I was able to get myself in a position to transition to a new career. But don't think because you go to school for something and you stay there for 4 years, that's your life destiny. That's the only thing you get to do, right? Yeah. I got a degree in health information systems. I got one in programming. I got one in managing people. So the whole point is, man, don't get stuck. Don't panic. Just pivot. Yeah. At any time, you can wake up and say, my life's going to be different from this day forward.
Yes.
You don't need someone to, tell you that that's okay. I'm telling you, don't panic, pivot.
Yeah.
What you got for the people?
First of all, that was good.
Thank you.
That was good. I think one of the last things I'll say is there's a quote. I don't know who said it. People said Denzel Washington said it. People said Jim Carrey said it. Whoever said it is a good quote.
Okay.
If you are around 5 of anything, you will be the 6th. If you're around 5 intelligent people, you will be the 6th. If you are around 5 millionaires, you will be the 6th. If you are around 5 broke people, you will be the 6th one. So the reason that is so important is because when you're you watching a podcast, listen to the podcast, and you getting your money right, your wallet right, you getting your wellness right, you need to make sure you pay attention to your circle. Who's in your circle? A lot of people, whether they, living in a mama house or whether they, have a little bit of money, whatever it is, you got to think about your circle. When you're trying to cast vision for yourself, you want people around you that are also trying to cast a vision, that are also trying to do something with their life, that are also trying to grow, as a person, because that energy is going to bleed off of, them and get on to you. So change your circle. There are so many people where they are, and a lot of it has to do with the circle, the environment that they're in. So make sure you check that, because you don't want to look up and be like, how did I get here? Mm-hmm. Check those people.
That's how it happens.
Check who's next to you. Yep. So that's what I would tell the people that, yeah.
My homeboy, Ray Taylor, his granddaddy made that up, man. That wasn't Denzel.
That wasn't? Okay.
Nah,
Ray Taylor. Yeah. Shout out to Ray Taylor.
Shout out to Ray Taylor, man.
Denzel and Jim and whoever else said it.
Jim Carrey, man. I don't think Jim Carrey. Anyway, I ain't going to say that. All right. So
it's all love. It's all love.
So we have the Quantum Prosperous Clear Box question of the day that was sent in. I believe this one is from Richard in Chicago, Illinois. Shout out to Chi-Town. Chi-Town. Okay. Go. All right. So we got an extra little gift in here today. This is it's a whole story behind this, but the short story is Kevin McGinnis. He's a famous guy on YouTube now, actually a mentor of mine in H's. And so we went out to his retreat, to his ranch out in Tennessee, and he had us break a board, and we had to put the thing that we wanted, right? And it was make my first $100,000. And I broke this 10 months ago, man.
Oh.
Yeah, 10 months ago.
Nice.
And so I want y'all out there trying to rob a brother, but goal attached, right? All right, so here's our question. How does a dream board help me in goal setting? So first thing, let me tell you what a dream board is if you don't understand, right? So it's this big piece of paper, right? It could be a trifold, it could be whatever. But you're going to put 5 things on there, right? You're going to have family, faith, fitness, finances, and fun. Those are the 5 areas you want to put on your dream board. You want to cut out pictures. You want to take pictures, put them up there, write yourself little quotes, things that'll help you motivate yourself on a daily. Because this dream board, you're going to use it to stimulate your mind every day. You're going to put your phone down, you're going to focus on your dream board, and it's going to help you set up a roadmap, going back to what you were saying about the GPS. It's going to set up a roadmap for you to help you to get to your destination.
Yeah, it definitely helps you to direct your days, because when you get up and you see the dream board, you see everything you put on it, now you're giving yourself a daily to-do list. That's what I want, so this is what I need to be doing today. I need to be making, whatever the case is, those things that you named, I need to be making sure that I'm doing something as consistently as possible, as much as possible every day to get to those things, that I want. So, and all of this stuff fits together because we started off talking about the fact that a lot of people lack vision.
Right.
So their lives or their days are all sporadic. They just doing whatever when they want to, because nothing is directing them in any particular, direction.
That's good.
So I think those are good categories, and I think it's a good practice, Yeah.
Love it. So thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you on the next episode of the Wallet and Wellness Podcast.
Peace.
you.